45 participants.
Absolutely.
Alright, are you still in the tournament? Are you still in the tournament?
Alright, here we are with the one and only Carly. Carly, I'm sorry about your loss, but there's obviously a lot of good takeaways. Going back to your highlight of the tournament, taking a win from Jacob Fail. You want to walk us through that?
Yeah, I mean, it feels pretty good knowing that he's still in it. He's still going. I took a stock on him. He's better than I was expecting to do. I just really kind of stuck with my guns with that one. I've played him before a few times, so I kind of knew what to expect. I knew some of the moves to expect, but I think his switch to Lucina is what got. He was playing Dark Pit at the time, but his Lucina always gets me.
Do you think having that experience under your belt helps you in the long run?
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely think I'm better prepared for the future and know what to kind of expect, especially if I see him in the doubles.
Alright, so obviously moving forward, who are you rooting for?
Rooting for, who's still in right now?
We got Jacob Fail, we got Noah, we got that guy next to Noah. Obviously a lot of talent, so we have Jacob Crick. It's really anyone's game. Oh, let's go to the comments for a question. That's Elon Musk.
Elon Musk is in the chat. Wow, this is pretty crazy. We got Elon Musk in the chat. We
got a shout out from USA. Yeah. Meg the Nun says hi, Carly from USA.
Oh, hi, Meg the Nun. Blessings.
Since you got a lot of fans, obviously, probably a lot coming from beating Jacob that match, and just coming to these tournaments and getting exposure. Do you have anything to say to your fans?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support. Really appreciate it. I'm out here grinding every day for y'all, so I hope you stay tuned. There's a lot coming your way, man.
Where can they find you on social media?
They can find me on Twitter at Carly Barley. That's with two Y's on Carly, 2 Y's on Barley. Check me out, yeah.
Alright, folks. Thanks, Carly, once again for the interview. Good luck next tournament. I hope you find something to do for this one. Alright, obviously back to the match that we were not talking about. We got a pretty close one here. 2-2 stock. We got Noah playing, I think this is Greg. Noah takes the early lead. This is really where Noah can do some damage. He's on his second life. Obviously, he's high on percentage. If he wants to get ahead in this game, he's going to have to eliminate him here. He's going to have to do some damage on Greg. Greg's still sitting at that 0%. So if he does indeed get Noah right here, then we're looking at a basic tie, and that's what we have, folks. 13-0 is basically a tie. It's really interesting to see what's going to happen. One hand, we got Noah's character is really strong. He's got really good projectiles. However, Greg's character is really quick. He's got that sword. You know how I feel about the swords. Whenever you get those bees out, you hit the B button, you get the sword out, you do a lot of damage. Now for those watching at home, I think Noah holds the record for most finals appearance. Not necessarily finals wins, but he's made it to the finals more often than not. And just like that, Noah takes game one, wins it with 1 stock left. Really close matchup. Goes up to the last minute. They're going to face game 2. It's going to be really interesting to see if Greg decides to change character here. He said in his interview that he's sticking with Shulk. Well, obviously the matchup's not working for him. So it's really interesting to see if he's going to try to improve on his game or go with somebody different. Noah won. 1-0. Alright, now we're going to start game 2. It looks like Ascend is sticking with the Shulk. Like he said in his interview, that is his go-to character. It's going to be really interesting if he adjusts to Noah's, projectile. But right now, I think, obviously, King Dedede's got the strength. But it's the projectiles that is putting him ahead right now. He creates strength by the hard hits, but then he throws the projectiles. He throws those little Gordos. That really gives him the distinct advantage. Obviously, though, Greg seems to be playing a little more careful, throwing the shield up. Gets hit by a projectile. Once again, it's playing a huge factor in this matchup. And if Noah can get the hard hit on you, he's going to create that space. And when he creates that space, he's going to throw projectiles on you. Last thing you want to do is be on the edge while he's throwing projectiles at you. Those things do a lot of damage. They're really big targets, too. That's a really good point. I never thought of that. Go to Marshall's. Brandon always goes to Marshall's, but then again, he has really big. Yeah, it's very distinct style there too. Like you'll find shoes that are like really ugly, and then you'll find like bright orange shoes that are pink highlights. Alright, back to the match. Ascend is once again up high. 2-2 stock. Really, no, all he needs to do here is one more good hit. He launches him in the air. Let's see if we can see that hit. Launches him in the air. And Ascend is really just sitting on that top platform, which is not a good position for him. Noah with his huge radius there with his hammer, he can really knock damage if you're up there. You really want to stay as far as possible. Which is why I would suggest a character with better projectiles. And Greg, obviously, with the Shulk, he feels comfortable playing as him. Obviously, it's not the best matchup. Noah with the down B misses. You see the over B, up B, A over. Easy. No, definitely not. You definitely don't want to be on the outside when you're Shulk. And really any character for that matter. We saw in that last matchup, whenever you put Little Mac on the outside, he struggles to get back on. And obviously, it's not that drastic for Shulk, but you will see that struggle, especially with King Dedede and those projectiles. Okay. I was wondering if that was correct, based on fan reaction. A lot of fans disappointed after that hard loss by Blake. Noah takes the 2-0 lead. How many games do they go? Are they in the finals? Winner. Alright folks, if you're just tuning in, we are watching the winners finals here. It's a best of 5, Noah up 2-0. All he needs to do now is grab one more, and it's grand finals for him. And the prize is bigger than ever. Would you rather see John Wick 3 first or Elton John? Rock, I said Elton John, that's what I meant. What's the third one? I'll see it, but I have the whole weekend free. You know why I said no to this tournament? Because I was supposed to work in Lawrence today, and I forgot. No, I forgot. Yeah, he called me an hour before game time saying, "Where are you?" And the thing is, they send me an email the day before, like the rundown schedule, who's going to be there, what time we need to be there, and they didn't send it to me, so they kind of like understood why I forgot. They were very forgivable. I'll be there next Friday, but yeah, I definitely need the break with all the poison ivy. Shout out to Kyle there at Midco, Lenexa, or not Lenexa, sorry, Lawrence, Kansas. Hopefully we see Lawrence High School there pull up the upset. Last time I checked, 30-minute mark, it was tied 0-0. But enough talk about soccer. Let's get back into the match. There we go. Noah wins this match. It's over for Ascend. Yeah, very interesting. Obviously, I'm not paying attention because what I was saying earlier in the match, in the previous rounds, I was saying that SN might need to think about changing up characters. Now, Pokemon is not what I had in mind, but it's an interesting choice, and so far it's paying off. He got the first life taken. It's really interesting seeing what's going to happen next. Dude, that's next Friday. I work that Friday. Are those for you to hand out? Can I see one? These are free. FYE. Bonner Springs. Hey, I'm in Lawrence that night. What I'm gonna do is check the distance between Bonner Springs and Lawrence, Kansas. I'm only human after all. Alright, so what I'm doing here is typing in Bonner Springs, because that's where the concert's taking place. The drive is 30 minutes away, and actually it's halfway in between Lawrence and home, so I might be able to go.